Record to this computer. There we go. All right. Well, thank you and welcome to another night of empowering business owners growing together. For the ones that don't know me, I am Blangelika Rivera and I am founder of I Am My Biggest Fan. I am also store owner of Blangelika's Boutique and we're located here in Florida, but we work globally. Why? Because we bring amazing guests here to our table to talk to you about the greatness of why, because of what, how did they make it here? Because everyone's story matters. And today we have an amazing special guest, but let's talk about the Blazen Connection Summit. See, it all started when I met through Michelle Costa, Hazen, and Hazen and I were like, okay, we identified the networking, the amazing passion, and the love that we share with the whole world because we love helping people and that's why you come in. And so thank you for being here, Hazen. I would like to introduce you first and but today we're talking about, you want to know? Come here. I'm going to tell you a second. Right now, we will be talking about prosperity, profit, affiliate marketing, because you deserve to know all behind the scenes. And why not with the president of Shopley, Nick Sarnicola? We'll get to Nick first, but Hazen, come on down.
Come on down. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, and I met Nick about 17 years ago, and he's a very passionate leader. He helped me as a mentor and didn't even know it back then. And until we reconnected here in the past 6 to 7, 8 months, we've become closer and actually become friends, which is important to me, as you well know. And he ran a company called Visalis, did billions of dollars in sales, and what we're a part of here is going to um, make that look very small, which is an awesome thing for all of us. So I'm very excited to have Nick on board. He's an international speaker. He talks to huge groups. He's very motivational, obviously, and he gets me pumped up every time he speaks. So I want to welcome Nick and thank you for being here tonight, Nick. And I'll let you take it away on wherever you want to go tonight.
Well, hey, you gave me a direction a couple weeks ago, so I'm prepared to speak on a topic that
Perfect.
has absolutely nothing to do with affiliate marketing, unless you want to tell me right now to change my topic. So if you
No, we love it.
so if you want me to change my topic, tell me now. Otherwise, I'm going into the direction you shared with me, which is to talk about the topic tonight of establishing purpose and
Yes.
how to make sure that's in align with a person's path of their dreams and their goals, etc. And I have a business model that has to do with affiliate marketing, but two different topics to my understanding. So, good evening, or whoever's watching the replay, or good morning, wherever you are. My understanding is all of you guys are business owners who are just consuming best practices and best ideas and working with mentors and leaders and anybody that can pour into you to help you succeed. And thank you to Blangelika and to Michelle for hosting and being, great community leaders who pull people together, connectors, community connectors that pull people together and connecting this awesome group into myself and Hazen. Hazen hit a little bit of my story. I'll give you just a little bit worth, and then we'll talk to you guys about the idea of establishing an exact purpose and how to align that with the direction that you guys are headed in business. My backstory is this very blue collar, middle class upbringing. All four of my grandparents worked at the same factory. It had a trickle down effect. Everybody worked at that factory. I didn't want to work at that factory. So I found entrepreneurship at 18, became a millionaire at it at age 25, became the founder of a company that eventually created challenge-based marketing. We bought challenge.com in 2009. We launched the first health and fitness challenge at the end of 2009 called the Body by Body 90-Day Challenge. And we did about 2.5 billion in sales, 3.5 million customers, 19 countries. And it was amazing. Sold that company twice, sold it, bought it back, sold it again. I built some other businesses the last 5 years. And the most recently, have moved to Beta 2.0, the company I'm a president of, called Shoply, which is how Hayes and I reconnected and how I got connected into this group, which is just a marketplace platform uniting business owners to people that are building communities, to people that are affiliates and influencers, to have one place to network and to do business on a global scale. So I'm gonna pull up a couple slides here just so we can send a request out to you guys if you want to approve it, and just show you guys a couple thoughts that I have on how I became a Deca millionaire by the age I was 33 would have been the point where I crossed tens of millions of dollars in earnings. And some people, have believe stories. Some people don't believe stories. Here's a couple photos. This is us celebrating our first billion in sales. The 90-day challenge was so big. These are a bunch of celebrities that we did. We white labeled their challenge, the Hulk Hogan challenge, Master P challenge. This is my Italian sales force in an Italian basketball arena. This is my American sales force in the Miami Heat arena. So it was big. This isn't hyperbole. This is me right there. So it was the big thing. And that's my story. So I want to share with you guys how, I was able to do billions in sales and earn tens of millions. It would take me days to cover all that information. But in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to cover one topic specifically or a piece of one topic. If you want to connect with me, I'm at Nick Sarnicola everywhere that you can look. So I'd love to connect with you. Look me up. Let's find each other on social media. And when I became a Deca millionaire, I reverse engineered all of my how did I do it? And I mean like everything. Stuff that people don't normally talk about or they don't know that they're doing. And I said, okay, how could I really systemize and teach everything that I've done? It came down to 6 primary philosophies. And today we're going to talk about one piece of one part of art of desire. So it's a piece of a part of a philosophy. So you're not going to get the whole thing today, but you're going to get a piece of a part of one philosophy. And like I shared with you guys earlier, we're going to talk about establishing purpose. And anytime I share information, I always tell people it's not the person with the most notes that wins. School taught all of us wrong. They taught you, get the best notes, have the most notes, write the most notes, you get the best grades, you're going to be rich. And they lied to you. The people with the best notes and the best grades work for the people who are the richest. I don't have any degrees. I dropped out of junior college, but I've had lots of doctors that have worked for me, lots of scientists, lots of PhDs, lots of lawyers, lots of CFOs, all the people with all the masters and all them. I paid them. But here's how you become wealthy. When you're listening to a speaker, when you're listening to a mentor, when you're listening to someone that you want to learn from, you look for $1 million moment. One piece of information that is visceral. And what do I mean by visceral? Visceral means you actually feel it. You get goosebumps. It moves you. You say to yourself, holy cow, why didn't I think of that? Like there's a literally a physical reaction. And that's your intuition telling you something. Your intuition saying, yo, pay attention to that. That's part one. Part two is you take immediate and massive action on whatever gave you the goosebumps. So if I give you guys a good 15 minutes worth of deep information, I don't care if you remember all 15 minutes. All I care about is that you feel something, one thing, and you take immediate massive action on whatever you felt, because that's going to give you a specific outcome right away. You know what the difference is between people that got good grades and people that are rich? People that get good grades still think whoever takes the best notes at an event like this wins. And it's not. It's the person that gets results based on the information that they're taught today. They're the person who wins. So if you get a result from something, one thing I teach you, then you win. So that's my challenge to all of you guys. Catch $1 million moment out of the information. My overarching theme is that your mindset plus your skill set times leadership equals your dream life. So today we're going to talk about a little bit having to do with mindset. It's a mindset topic. Sometimes I teach leadership, sometimes I teach skill sets. Today is a piece of a mindset topic. And that mindset topic is, again, defining your purpose. So here's a couple quotes on purpose. This is from Tony Robbins. The real joy in life comes from finding your true purpose and aligning it with what you do every single day. Some of you guys are doing something every single day that does not align with your purpose, which is why you're not happy. You haven't figured out how to monetize things that make you happy. You haven't figured out how to monetize your purpose, right? Every day when I bring my kids to school, we either do a hypothetical real estate deal or a business that they create. And when they're stuck on creating a business, I just say, tell me 5 things that you love the most. Oh, I love fashion, or I love sports. I say, great, let's talk about soccer then. What are ways to make money in soccer? And all of a sudden, my son's loving starting a business, realizing he wants to be a professional soccer player, but if he doesn't, he can still make millions of dollars in the soccer field by just starting a business in and around his purpose and his passion. Here's one. What could you do for the rest of your life even if you fail? That's staying inside your purpose. You know, there's an old quote that I don't necessarily agree with, which is, if you didn't have to worry about money, what would you do the rest of your life? But I really think that's a BS statement, because turns out you do have to worry about money, right? Turns out money's a real issue. So another way that I thought was interesting, Tom Bellew said, what could you do for the rest of your life, even if you were failing at it? Because that means you can align that pretty quickly with something that's actionable that you can make money from. And this is by far, without a doubt, no questions asked, my favorite quotes of this topic. The meaning in life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. The purpose of your life, each of you as an individual, is to give away your gift. So what's your gift? How do you monetize it? And then how do you give that away so you're making money for it? And you're going to find out tonight is part of my purpose. When Hazen hit me up and said, will you do this? And will you do it for free? The answer is yeah. Why? Because it's inside my purpose, right? So this is Ikigai. This is a great place to start. If you haven't seen this book, I would go read this book. It's an entire philosophy on how to stay inside of your passion, your mission, your vocation, your profession. That's your Ikigai, aka how do you get paid for what you're good at? And it's hopefully something the world needs. And it's also something that you love. This is a great resource for you guys to dive into. So here's my purpose statement. My purpose is to educate, develop, contribute to, and entertain millions of people through the forms of entrepreneurship, mentorship, speaking, and writing. So what are we doing today? Well, today I'm educating people through mentorship via speaking, through the form of mentorship via speaking, right? So it's inside of my purpose. So how do you make sure that you're operating inside of your purpose? Well, first of all, you got to have a purpose statement. Well, here's a couple quick tips to creating a purpose statement. And again, guys, if I was doing this for real, we'd spend an hour just on this topic. Well, we're not going to do that today. Hit the next slide here. Here is how I personally make my business decisions. Let me clear these out. Clear all drawings. There we go. I personally make every business decision inside of these 3 circles. I ask myself, let me use this one instead. There we go. Is what you're asking me to do in business make an impact? Does it have a ripple effect? Does it contribute to more than one person, aka myself? Okay. Does it bring me joy? Will I be happy doing it? Will I like doing it? Will I like the people? And does it make me money? If it doesn't do these 3 things, I don't say yes. Do you know how many crypto deals, finance deals, I don't know, arbitrage deals, currency exchange deals I've been pitched in my life, and maybe I'd be a billionaire. But you know what? I don't care, because there's no impact and there's no joy for me. There's no impact, there's no joy. By the way, on the flip side, there's a lot of stuff that can bring me joy that's not going to make me any money. And I've done a lot of that stuff, like, oh, wow, probably shouldn't have spent so much time doing that. That didn't make me any money. But you know what? It happens. It's what we do as we're young and trying to figure out where we want to go in our life. But maybe these 3 circles help you. But if somebody brings me a business idea, it's an automatic no. It's an automatic no, unless it serves all 3 of these circles. Okay, for you, here's a couple ideas. Decide, make a list of things. Like if I were you guys, I would have like, I don't know, like maybe take 5 buckets. It's not one idea. Create 5 buckets and write at the top, what makes me happy? Okay. Different bucket. What am I really good at? What am I gifted at? Oh, I'm gifted at teaching. I'm gifted at, I love to talk. I'm gifted at networking with people. I'm gifted at, maybe it's making something. Maybe it's coding. Maybe it's, I don't know. What is it that you're amazing at? So happy's over here. Gifted's over here. And then here's a question. How could you deploy those gifts? I'm really good at coding, but how could I get that out to the world? Right? Or I'm really good at speaking, but how can I get that out to the world? I'm really good at blank. How can I get that out to the world? And then lastly, do any of those ideas that are lining up match with your financial dreams and goals? Do they line up at all with your financial dreams or goals? Or do you have to get really gifted at something else? Or do you have to figure out a better deployment? Or do you have to lower your financial dreams and goals? But something's got to give there, right? You either got to get amazing at something that makes you happy, that you can make money at, figure out how to deploy them, or you got to figure out a new gift that you can be happy at that can help you reach your financial goal. And the perfect example of this is the one I tell you about my son. He's happy playing soccer. He's amazing at it. He wants to be a pro soccer player. That's how he wants to deploy it. If he does it, he's going to be rich. But what if his gift isn't strong enough to be a pro soccer player? Well, he also knows he can be very happy being amazing at starting a business inside of the pro football, pro soccer industry, right? So you might have to shift, what you think you're the best at into another idea, as long as it makes you happy and achieves your financial dreams. If we were in a workshop right now, we'd go deeper. I'd have you guys go a couple of layers, but that's not the intention of today. That was 15 minutes right there on the nose. So I wanted to open this up for a couple questions from, Blangelika, Hayes, and Michelle, and I can bounce off you guys to go deeper on ideas. I just wanted to provide a quick outline and then allow you guys to ask a couple questions. And I actually had a course coming out on how to develop your purpose, get super clear on it. That course will come out probably in the next 60, 90 days on Shoply. But it's good for me just to run through the outline with all you guys tonight. So what can I go deeper on for all of you guys?
Well, I was going to ask what you were coming out with, first of all. And I'm so glad to hear that, Nick. So everybody else dive in for real. Ask Nick what you can. I mean, Nick's taking this time out for us, and he charges thousands of dollars to do this very thing. So take advantage of it while you're sitting here tonight.
And for those of you guys that are shy, go ahead in the comments. Tell me, what was your $1 million moment? 15 minutes. There's one thing that jumped off the page at you that you're like, whoa, what is that? Whoa, because that's the thing you got to go take action on right away. Blangelika, why don't you lead?
I want to share something because I'm in my journey to millions. And one night, probably like around 12 midnight, I bought, I don't know, I think it was late at night. I was actually on the phone with Hazen and I bought missions2millions.com. I'm like, that it's mine. It's mine. And I don't know yet how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to get there. And I'm sharing this right now with you for the first time in the world. And one of the things is that I would like to ask you, in your journey, what kind of recommendations, so when is the point when someone is working for corporate and they're ready to quit? When is that moment that you feel is the right moment to say fuck this shit?
Well, number one is it depends on the amount of risk tolerance. So it's risk tolerance for me. And as you have children, that risk tolerance goes down. If you have a spouse that's holding down the fort financially, then that risk tolerance might go up. So it really depends on the individual scenario But I would definitely say it's much sooner than you think. So, because if you're not taking the risk where it's making you uncomfortable to fly, then you're never going to fly, right? So, if you're a little baby bird and you're like, oh, not yet, not yet, not yet. I know I got to fly one day, but not yet, not yet, not yet. No, not yet, not yet, not yet. No, not yet, not yet, not yet. Well, and then all of a sudden you're a full ass grown bird going, not yet, not yet, not yet. And then all of a sudden you're in the back end of your life going, not yet, not yet. Then all of a sudden you're like, too old for this shit. I'm going to die soon. And then your life's over.
Hmm.
Your life's gone, right?
Hmm.
So you definitely got to jump and fly. But that is a question that's 100% connected to the responsibilities that individual has. So if your only responsibilities were yourself and your image, throw your image in the trash can, scale down your entire life to as little expenses as you can, and go all in as fast as you can.
Yeah.
And that'd
Yeah.
be my number one recommendation. Go in as fast as you can. If you're talking about it's just you, then great. Go move back in with your parents make yourself real uncomfortable. Go, go make yourself like real uncomfortable 1 year where you don't need any money but a couple grand a month, maybe. And you're just trying to just run as fast as you can to compress time frames to get the results you want in business.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I would like to open forum for anyone that has any questions at this moment before. Please, it's your chance now. Michelle.
You were amazing, Nick.
Well, thank you. You're
But
amazing
I will
too.
say, I ain't too old for this shit.
There we
You're
go.
good. Michelle, any questions for me on anything?
No, I love what you're doing. I love Shopley. It's amazing.
Excellent. What was your $1 million moment? What was the one thing that jumped out to you out of all of it?
Out of your presentation,
Yeah, I don't, yeah. Of the last that
finding your purpose and your gift and going for it.
good. I'll take it.
I struggled with a lot of fear. And if I'm too comfortable, that means I ain't going hard enough.
You know, this was just a video on YouTube, a short today, and
Mhm.
I forgot who the speaker was. And he said, you know what the number one most said or repeat? Maybe it wasn't number one, but it was referencing the Bible and the reference King James, and it's like it says 365 times just in the King James version. Do not fear. 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 So it's like it's written. It's written for us. You gotta overcome the fear and you gotta go for it.
Yep.
And besides, what are we really fearing? We're fearing what someone else is going to think or say. Who cares?
Yeah.
Hayes, and closing thoughts for me before I kick it back to you guys to round out the back end of your conversation.
Uh, I was going to throw Angela under the bus here and say, Angie, I want you to tell us right now what your $1 million moment's been. Come
Come
on, Angie.
on.
Oh, I think it was when we were all together in Visalis for sure. That was definitely a $1 million moment. But recently, Shopley. I think Shopley is going to be something really huge, and I'm excited about it.
Well,
Okay.
I'm looking forward to working with you all. Let's go. Let's go deep in the work. And for those of you guys that we're not working with, they can share with you guys a little bit about Shopley or not. Just keep working together in the way you do in your business forums. So thanks for having me on. Y'all be back anytime you need me.
And
Thank
Nick,
you. Thank you. Thank you
so-
so much. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome, guys. Anytime.
thank you, Nick. All right, everybody. What was that? Was that worth being on here tonight?
Of course it
Definitely.
was. Thanks to you.
Yeah.
A trick question.
Oh
Um,
Lord. Oh Lord.
oh Lord Almighty.
Sir Hazen. Sir.
It's one of those things, and that's why I wanted Nick to get into that tonight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Um,
great topic. I loved it. Thank you for
Yeah.
arranging that. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I remember us looking for a topic one night for like an
Yeah.
hour, and that I ran
Hey, there's
across
some lesson.
I ran across Nick's he was doing that in front of a large group, and I was like, that's the one.
It was perfect. It goes exactly with what we're going for, what we as a team, and I'm talking about we like Hazen and Blangelika at the Blazen Connections, bring like-minded individuals, powerhouses, everyone that it's there because of because of that they were able to accomplish this, and this is amazing. It's empowering. I am founder of I Am My Biggest Fan. And why? Because we don't give up. And now you see, because I have that passion, I have that purpose, I have that drive. And if I'm not moving, I'm not happy. So as long as I'm moving and I'm helping people like I'm here doing with you guys today, then my purpose is not being made. So this is just amazing to me. And it makes my heart melt of love because this is what I love sharing. Knowledge, education never fails. It always aligns with I mean, this is for individuals but if you're not aligned, how your business is gonna grow, there's no way. It all has a meaning behind it. So thank you for being here. I want to open up for I want to meet my new people here with us today. I know Melissa came in a little bit late. Can you resume a little bit for Melissa? Hazen?
What is Shoply?
It's basically a shopping platform just like Amazon, and we
Oh,
bring companies on board for that. We bring companies on board, and then we have a ton of affiliates, around 150,000 affiliates, and those companies put their products on there, and then they have a commission set, and the affiliates go sell whatever those companies have, just like a Shoply, sorry, like an Amazon, like a Target, like that kind of deal. And the companies want to be on there because they want to be in front of all the affiliates. And then the affiliates want to be on there because they earn nicer commissions than a lot of other companies. So that's what Shoply is.
mhm.
Um, I wanted Nick tonight to not talk about, it's okay to have like when we talk about a business, but like I said, Nick gets paid thousands of dollars to go speak internationally. I know he's working on several books, and then he's coming out with that some other things that he's working on. But he always gets into, and it relates to me because Nick breaks down the way people think and then what you need to do as a human and to fix behaviors. It's not
Mhm.
or exactly, it's behaviors that you break down in order to achieve goals. And then
Mhm.
Nick and I talk about is it's not just achieving a goal. What are you willing to give up to reach a goal? And so he kind of hit into that tonight after Blangelika asked that. If I want to become a millionaire and I've got to, whatever it's going to take, he says, downsize, do this,
Mhm.
everything else. Make sure you can go hit that. And you've really, the number one thing, and we've talked about this before, is you've got to stop caring what everybody thinks because it doesn't matter what everybody thinks. And then I always say most people aren't thinking anyway.
Mhm.
They aren't thinking not in a negative way. They're not thinking because they're too busy running their life, so they don't think about these things that can change their life. They're too caught up in the day-to-day thought process.
Mm-hmm.
And
If
so
you
when
want
you
to
talk
become a
about
millionaire, you need psychoneural duplication. If you want to become a millionaire, you do and say what a millionaire does, and you have no choice but to be a millionaire.
that's true. And so that goes into what the goals.
But it's a process though, because
Yeah.
I've been called to it, right? And I've been working on it, but I have to let go of a lot. I
There's a
have
lot
had
of
to
work
let go a lot,
involved.
and I have
Yes.
to, and it's fear. It's like my best friend. Okay, fear. What are you doing? What are we gonna do? Slap fear on the face and continue.
That's
That's what
right.
I'm doing.
That's
And that's
right.
why I am my biggest fan because we don't give up. What do I have to do to become the happiest version of myself? Because I deserve it.
And what do you
Yeah,
have to
That's
give
what
up?
everyone should always have in their mind.
What do you have to
perfect.
give up to get there? You've got to
It's
give up.
identify the purpose and what you want to serve people with.
That's
You're
right.
here to serve others. Hmm. Hi,
Yes.
Mike.
Hi guys.
Hey, Mike.
Man, it was
Hey,
an amazing speech, Mike.
Yes.
I know I thought it was at 7
Oh,
Eastern my time. The time frames always mess with my head. But I have an
that's
interesting question.
sure.
When you said, what is it that Blangelica has to give up, or what do we have to give up in order to achieve that result?
Well, for example, I've got a great example. I've got two guy friends, and they wanted to be a part of. One of them wants to start a mobile detailing business. Another one has a great idea, and they need money for it. They need the money to start. And guess what they do? During the week, they go out and they have drinks and they eat steaks
Yes.
and they go on dates. And then they come to me and ask, they literally will ask me, man, could you give me like 500,000 bucks to help me start this? And that right there tells me, first of all, they're never going to get their business started. That's the truth. And coming to me with that, when I see what they're doing, it's like, so my conversation turns into, if you can you not go out to eat for a month? Can you not go on a date for a month? And I already know the answer. That's part of their routine. It's part of their persona. It's part of the look good game. A lot
It's
of
the
it,
ego. It's feeding that
Can I
ego with
chime in on this?
sure.
reality.
Okay.
Ego is
All
like
right, all right,
your
Michelle.
When I started my business, I knew I wanted to be a coach. I was misdiagnosed with blood cancer, went through a journey to find my purpose, and it cost me 10,000 to get certified
wow.
and have a mentor. But do you know what I did to get that 10,000? I didn't ask my husband. I could have. I sold things on Facebook to get that money. It was making sacrifices.
Yeah.
Hey, not ordering that pizza. Uh, I set
Yeah.
boundaries and I was determined to do it. So I set and I still have those boundaries in place and sacrifice.
Yeah.
I know
That's
what I want.
That's amazing
I
because
love that.
in my circle of business friends and the people I work with the closest, when anything comes up like what you just said,
Mhm.
comes up to where because I have empathy for people. I get it. And like one of these guys, I really know he could do it. And
Mhm.
part of me is like, I could give him 500 bucks. And then it's like my friends will say, like Nick could be like, dude, if you had to come up with if you had to come up with 500 bucks by tomorrow, could you come up with it? What would
Mhm.
you do? Well, he knows the answer because I've done it in the past. 20 years ago,
Mhm.
I did whatever it took to come up with $1,000 to start the business that made me $1 million. That's what you do. So he's like, you would go do that. So you're looking for the person that's willing to do what you just said, Michelle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's one of my mentor gives us an example of he has a $500,000 Rolls Royce Phantom,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, but I'll sell it to you for 50,000. Who in here is going to buy it? And everybody raises their hand. Some people don't because I don't have $50,000. It's like if you could get a Phantom for fifty
Oh,
thousand
50.
dollars, do you think you would find a way to find $50,000? Sell it for the 500,000 once you do it, but you could find the way to get the 50,000 to buy the Phantom,
Yeah.
and that's what you're talking about as far as giving up. What are you giving up? It's like you're selling all your handbags and your shoes on Facebook, and you're reaching out and you're saying, hey, I'll trade you this for that, and and you're doing whatever it takes to when I raised about $275,000 for an invention I a
Amazing.
That's
product I created,
awesome.
Right.
and I called it bar stooling for dollars because every time I went out, I talked to someone about my idea, my napkin idea, and I showed them what in a layman's way of looking at these pictures of my duct tape together product that I took to an inventor's trade show. I took a duct tape together prototype um, and to the nation's largest inventors trade show in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And when I did that, I said, here's my idea, and my first investor came from sitting at a bar in Hawaii next to me and said, hey, we'll give you 10,000 to start it off, you know, and that you just have to talk, and you have to be
Let
willing.
yourself be known. That's how I call it.
Absolutely. You got to
That's
open your
what I
mouth
do.
for one thing and tell your story.
Yes, yes. And that's what I love doing here. That's why I bring
Yeah.
people, because people know people, and why not? And in my community, what I love is just sharing that long lasting relationships, because
Yes,
we all help each other. We're here to help
absolutely.
each other grow. I mean, being an entrepreneur, actually, it takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot to let go and to overcome any barrier, anything in your life, and then you just go and do it.
Yep, I agree.
There's something so big inside your heart telling you to go do it.
Mm.
And you're over here like wasting time sometimes scrolling down Facebook, and your heart is telling you to fucking go do it.
Well, and how did you all
And then I
connect?
go through those emotions, then I just fucking go do it. Let's go. Let's
I
that. And
mean,
I want people to feel that and just embody that emotion and go and get it done and become your biggest fan because of that. Because of that, I made it here. And that's what I would love to hear. Thank you for being here, Melissa. That was amazing.
that was amazing.
Yes, I love her. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
When you saw the three circles, so he did three circles of, it's joy, it's purpose, and then it's income. Did you guys relate to that? Did everybody relate to what, like, how that affects and what Nick does?
100. The Ikigai is so prominent. I mean, that's, I mean, I use some of that in my work as well. And that is just, yeah, that center circle, if you can combine all of those things, that's gold, and, yeah, definitely
And you
resonated.
combine those with like holistic approach and the spirituality and your one self and your meditations, and definitely, oh, you're on for billions.
Yep.
The better you get at what you do and who you are, and the more authentic you are, the better chances you will become the legend that your heart has been telling you to be.
More magnetic.
Your lips,
Oh,
especially
you're
your lips.
magnetic. Oh, I'm in that era right now. Oof. I'm on fire, boy. Everything it's like, pss, pss. Like I my PayPal. I just received 100,700 dollars. I'm like on the roll. Jesus, 2025. I had to go through hell to get here, though. I mean, it wasn't like, no, but because of that, I'm here. Because of that, I'm here with you. And it just continues to be amazing.
That is
So,
amazing.
Hazen, what do you do? I don't know. I don't know you,
Hazen is
so
the male version of me. So it's
okay.
like, go ahead. Why don't you introduce yourself and let yourself be known? He's
no, I want you to say what you do.
Yes, tell us what you do.
maybe 30 more
No, I
minutes.
asked you, Hazen, what do you do?
Oh,
Oh, that's
Hazen.
Angelica.
You asked
No, hey,
what?
I asked you.
Oh, well, I was laughing because I thought she was gonna. I love how she answers that question. Um,
How did I answer what question?
I thought she was asking you what you do, and I was waiting for you to
No,
say what
you, because I said that you were the male version.
you
She's asking about you. I mean, I have already spoken a
Amazing.
lot.
So I started out as an entrepreneur when I was younger. Also, I left college and I started web development, graphic design, all that kind of stuff. I did that, sold that, and then I got into more tech stuff. and I college just wasn't it. And I always thought this is never going to be something I need. And I just kept doing other businesses. I always worked with my friends and we would be in business together. One of my best friends, he's like my brother. His dad told us when we were kids, always find a way so you two can have a business together because that is the dead honest truth of how you'll stay in touch. If you guys don't have some sort of business together, you will lose touch and you will not remain friends. And back then we said, "Oh, that's crazy," because you're kids. And the truth is that was right on the money. And so Steve and I, that's his name, and his wife and their family, we always have some sort of business going. It can be a small business, doesn't matter. But so like Nick has the three circles of how he does it. I have a board right here, and I'm just going to read it. It says career, life, soul, and heart. And this board has five components. What gets me up and going in the morning without forcing myself to get up and go. That has to be part of what I do. The second one has to be consistency. Everything's consistency. So it's health and business are the two main ones for me. And then the next one is a massive thing that people are missing these days is fulfillment. I was not fulfilled. And that's what Nick's talking about. Fulfillment, if I can't find the fulfillment in it, I will not mess with it. I have also skipped over $1 million deals that could have made me a ton of money, but I was like, it's money exchange. It's not anything I cared about, and so fulfillment for me, number one is helping people, and number two is making people laugh. Those are two main components for fulfillment for me, and they're dead serious, like in my world. The
Those
fourth
are
one,
mine too. I love making people laugh.
You do make us laugh.
Right? We do, yeah.
and then it's working with friends, and then the last thing that deals with career is it's future based career stuff, things that have recurring incomes, but it's AI, it's an app. It's
Mhm.
I'm working in the 3D world, like 3D immersive technologies, and then social selling, social learning, e-learning, e-commerce stuff. And that's the Shoply thing. That's part of why that is part of what I do. Because it's not going anywhere. It's exploding.
Yeah.
The next $1 trillion industry. So that's how my board works. But so mine's the way I do it's different than Nick. I don't have three circles. I have five components that they have to fit into. So
Mhm.
that's basically what I do.
Awesome.
And and he probably owns Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Chicken.
Store number store number 888
56.
Kentucky.
My store number is 3267.04.
There you go. It's amazing.
I only do
So,
original recipe only.
That's right. Only.
you guys have any questions?
Well, thanks for hosting this. I got on late because I was in another meeting, but I am
Where did you
thankful
see
to
the link?
on Michelle's page, Unstoppable.
Oh
Oh, okay.
yeah, amazing, amazing. Thank you for coming by. I do networking events once a week, and that's what I do. I bring guest speakers to just, to actually talk about their story and their purpose and how they help people. And basically they just bring like a free workshop and networking at the same time. So that's what I do here in my community. So
Oh, fantastic.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
I'll
and
keep up
it's all
and it's
soul
posted in
driven
there every
and
week.
every week. I'm gonna share here the link of my I'll just give you all my links where you can find like my groups and what I do so you can know what I do behind the scenes. I do a lot for for the community, a lot of free resources. Um so let me put here. Oh, I think I put it in the reply, but I'm putting it here in the chat. And if you like to schedule like a free call with me to see what I'm about and what I do and stuff like that and how I could help you, I do it. 30-minute brainstorm. Oh my God. And I have crazy ideas always. I don't know about what other people think, but I think that I do. I don't care either what they think. I know that I do. So yeah, if you want to just like, hey, I feel kind of stuck here. Let's talk about it. I always have free tools for anyone. For 30 minutes, you'll have me and my love and my heart. Right, Michelle? I have done Michelle, I have done Hasten, Mike Perry also. So yeah, you're welcome. Welcome to our world. And
Yes,
if you
and
need
all of
anything,
us
let
are
us
in
know.
the Empowerment Summit, May 19th through the 23rd.
That's right. Michelle has that. You could come on. I think you're not looking for speakers anymore. You're closed,
No,
right?
but yeah, we're closed with speakers.
Is that
Okay.
a virtual event?
Yes, it's a
Hmm.
free virtual event in my group, Empowering Bosses Creating Empires.
Yeah.
You'll see about it in Michelle's group too.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll just end with an ask. I'm looking for people in the Southern California, um, Carlsbad, San Diego, um, area. I've got some free $3,000 tickets to an event in June, called The Turning Point, and I have the option of gifting those tickets to a bunch of people. So,
What is it that
keep
event about?
called The Turning Point.
Mhm.
It's with Marshall Silver. He's one of the probably the best hypnotists in the world, and
Really? Maybe I'll
he
fly. When is
it's
it?
it's a fantastic event. It's the 17th, 18th, 19th of June, and I'm bringing a few people, and I have a bunch of extra tickets, and they're normally, if you go on the website, they're $3,000,
Wow.
and I am giving them complimentary to people that are interested
Michelle,
in
you want to go?
everything that we are talking about right now.
I'll
So
get
yeah,
hypnotized.
yeah. Well, he does more than hypnotist.
I know.
He's a personal development coach. So
Okay.
his tiers are Tony Robbins, Ed Milet, Grant Cardone. Grant was just at his studio. I mean, he's in that realm. So
That's
yeah,
awesome. And
yeah.
okay. Right. So the dates are, let me write it. I'm gonna put it in my calendar.
And I just put
17,
my
18, 19 of June.
Yes, Hazen.
oh, so I was just letting her know. I just put my email address in there because I have friends out there that would probably go to
Oh,
that.
yeah, I'm gonna copy it right now.
I would go. Okay, so calendar. What is it? June
Yeah.
18th, 19th?
17, 18, 19. My only stipulation was that you got to go the full 3 days. And
Gotcha. Yeah,
it's
that
actually
makes
two and a
sense.
half days. It's 9 to 6 on Tuesday, 9 to 6 on Wednesday, and 9 to 1 on Thursday.
I
But
love
you
that.
don't,
Love
it
that you.
grows, every day grows on the next day. So it's really, really good. And he does group hypnosis as well,
Did,
during that time. But his teaching is
Mm.
that psychoneural duplication that I was talking about. So
he doesn't hypnotize you to buy a timeshare though, correct?
no, in fact, he'll talk you out of that. No,
Why would you say a timeshare out of everything? Because it's in a
there's no
hotel?
timeshare involved.
I just things come to my
Because
brain
it's in a
too, and
hotel, he's thinking about the timeshare.
I thought everybody get a laugh out of that. That's
Yeah, no timeshare selling involved at all. Does anybody remember Dionne Warwick?
yeah,
And she did the Psychic Friends Network.
yeah.
Yes.
He competed with her. Um, he did an infomercial when she was doing that. His infomercial in a very short period did $120 million in like
Mhm.
bam. His book, Passion, Power, and Profit has sold oh, millions and millions of copies. I mean, he's really a cool dude. He's only 63 years old and he's just the coolest dude. So anyway, I'm going. So
That's amazing. That's
yeah.
amazing. Where are you from? Where do you live, basically?
I live in Washington State.
Of
Right
Washington
in
State.
central
Nice.
Washington State.
Wow, that's amazing. So happy to
So,
have you here. Well, welcome, welcome. Yeah, and
yeah.
so I will be in Cuba starting on Friday. So if you
Oh,
guys need anything from my end, reach out to Mike Perry.
I want
And
a sandwich brought back.
huh?
Cuban sandwich.
Cuban
Cuban,
sandwich.
you want a Cuban sandwich?
That sounds really good right now.
Only, Mike will only be available if I bring him a Cuban sandwich.
You guys are funny.
What what
Oh my
what do
gosh.
you want, Hazen? You want a
Cuban
tabaco?
KFC.
Again, that's all you can have, dude.
I love Cuban sandwiches. So yeah, when you say Cuban, it's like, man, I really want a Cuban sandwich now.
I know. I'm hungry too. Let's go. You want a tobacco or what? A cigar?
Yes,
You want me to bring you one?
yes.
Cuban.
I knew you'd think of something.
In just a moment, buddy.
Okay.
Okay,
That would be
that's
fun.
fantastic.
Awesome.
If I get thrown in jail, I mean, I don't know, because
Just
I don't know if you could
say
pass
the
them. Can
Dominican.
you?
Just say the Dominican.
Those are. I'll bring you some Dominican they have on the free duty shops. Yes, I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
Dude, you know the crazy thing about it that each carry-on, not carry-on, each one that you well, the one that yeah, the carry-ons, I guess, they will charge you $25 per, but then $1 per how much it weighs. I'm like, what? That's crazy. And you cannot exchange money in the airport. You have to exchange in the black market. So $1 will be $333 instead at the airport, probably 150. So because I find my information. If you guys know of anything, if you're asking for any idea, anything, I could figure it out. Just call me. We find solutions.
Nice.
1-800 call Blangelica.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey, so Hazen, we have to talk about what date will bring the next Blazing Connection so we can let everyone know
Oh, buddy.
in our topic. So thank you for being here,
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah, so it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for your time and effort. And I'm so happy that we were here to bring this amazing um workshop and class for you. So thank you.
And yeah, and then on the next one, I'm going to bring somebody else on as well, like Nick.
Like Nick again?
Might be Nick also again, but I have another topic I wanted to talk about.
Oh, well, then you want to jump on a call and talk about that before I leave?
No, 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 it's okay. I guess what I'm
Okay.
saying is if everybody's kind of already leaving, but let everybody know,